I feel superhuman.
You haven't taken that.
I've not taken a public speaking course yet. But I feel so comfortable with my friend who's completely changed my life.
Thank you.
Completely. So there's so many, you're going to have to remind me. I have had so many breakthroughs and I'm getting used to this mic.
Yes, so they can all hear you well.
Yes.
Well, I remember meeting you at an introduction and your shoulder hurt, so I put the laser on your shoulder because you had shoulder surgery, right? And you were on workman's comp for that.
Yes.
And what happened?
And I instantly felt better with my shoulder, and I had not been able to sleep at night because of the pain on my shoulder, and I did sleep that night. And I remember coming in the next, because it was, I think, a 2-day or 3-day course.
It was this course, The Solution, and it was a week after I met you, I think.
Yeah, something like that, yeah. So I slept that night and didn't have as much pain, and it's gotten progressively better because I'm not as graduated as all of them in the back, but I'm working through the courses, and I have taken the ERT and the completion, which were two of my favorites because I had such big breakthroughs. So as you continue going on and on, you get more, things just get better and things change. And the other one I had was I have fibromyalgia. I don't know if anybody knows what that is, but it's a very painful, you're very tired. It's like chronic fatigue, and you have pain all over your body. And after taking this, I think it was The Solution, and then I started doing what he's telling you guys to do, and I started feeling better, and I started drinking all the green juice and doing this stuff, and I was not as tired, and I was able to get off the medication that I was taking, so I don't take the medication anymore. And I still have a little bit of problems here and there, especially when I don't follow what Arnoux tells you to do. That's been a lesson that I learned. I have the sugar, remember the whole sugar thing, and I started eating a lot of sugar and I couldn't stop, and I don't remember how did we muscle test that one? Or?
Yeah, I was like, oh, you have sugar cravings, let's just test you. Yeah. And then I had you take Coral Legend, because sometimes sugar cravings come from a lack of calcium.
Yeah, and I started taking the Coral Legend, and I don't have sugar cravings anymore. So that was good, and I started eating not so good again, and I started feeling like crap. So that just proved that if you eat right, you feel better. For me, it did. And then the next course was...
Well, then you listened to the Foundation on Audio. Remember that?
Yes.
And you sent me an email.
Yeah, but I don't remember which one. I also have a very bad memory that is getting a lot better.
Well, I came to one of Matt's courses, and she was in the room, and I was a guest speaker, and then she shared about how her fibromyalgia was gone, but then she listened to the Foundation on Audio, and she did the 7 steps on the passing of her father.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, my dad was the 7 steps and the completion.
Yeah.
I had huge breakthroughs with that, and my favorite one was the completion, really, it was. That was huge. My dad had passed away, and I was having a really, really hard time, kind of like the story he told about our friend that was in the course. Her and I were kind of bonded in that course together, and so I did the completion, and I too had a song that I would just really cry really hard whenever I heard this song on the radio. A lot of times I would just turn it off because it was so overwhelming, and after we did the course, that song came on the radio, and I thought, okay, here's the test. And I didn't start crying, and so I cranked it up as loud as I could in my car, thinking that would bring it on, and it didn't. And then I tried to make myself cry, and I couldn't. And I just smiled and laughed, and I've heard that song several times now. And today being Father's Day, normally I would be crying because I miss my dad, and I still miss him, but I'm not overwhelmed with that emotion. It's totally gone, and I can think of my dad and be happy and smile and be grateful for the time that I had with him. And I think I did a little on my mom there too. And then I did the ERT course, and my mom was sick and had been diagnosed with COPD, and the whole 3 days, it was every single ERT was my mom. And just a little background, my mom and I have had a very challenging relationship, very, very challenging, at times no relationship. And I had worked through doing other things, and I thought I had worked through it all, and in the ERT course, it was all my mom, and I kept saying, what is all this stuff with my mom? And that course ended on Sunday, and on Tuesday, my mom went in, I haven't worked through this yet, and on Tuesday, my mom went into the hospital, unexpectedly. And we found out she didn't have COPD. She had stage 4 lung cancer. And 10 days later, she passed. Obviously, I still have work to do on it, but I know I can do it because I know I worked through it with my dad. But the cool thing was that all those ERTs that I had released, I was able to be 100% present there for her, and I stayed around the clock at the hospital for the whole 10 days, and I never left. And I was there to hold her hand and rub her back and help whatever she needed. And my mom was just full of fear. She was very afraid of dying, and she had no spirituality, no anything. And she was very full of fear, and I was able to be there and be present with her. And it was such a blessing that it was completely pure, 100% love between my mom and I. And there was nothing but that. And it was such a gift to be able to be there and do that with her. And now that I'm saying this and getting all choked up, I'm going to go home and do some 7 steps and another completion letter and get rid of all these tears. But Arnoux has completely changed my life, and these courses are absolutely amazing. Even if you follow some of what he says, your life will totally change. Mine has completely changed.
And how about your sleeping before we met?
Oh, I didn't sleep. I didn't sleep at all. And now I sleep. I still have rough days here and there, but it's a lot better.
And your fatigue is better?
And my fatigue is better if I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing. And you guys all heard me share yesterday about the issue I had with the parasite after coming back from Bali. So I'm still a little fatigued because I didn't eat for 18 days, so I'm still trying to get that nutrition and the minerals and stuff back in. So today I'm a little more tired than I was yesterday, but
I remember you saying 3 weeks after the solution, you woke up with energy and you said, this is what normal people feel like.
Yes, I did say that.
And that your daughter said, Mom, this is the first time I've ever seen you happy in my whole life.
Yeah, and my daughter just turned 30, so I've been sick almost her whole life. Yeah.
And then your workman's comp disappeared and you had this big fear, and then what happened? You remember that? You did the 7 steps on the fear?
Oh, the fear of it being...
The money fear.
The money fear. Oh, yeah. See, there's so many things. Yeah, I have that huge money fear, and my workman's comp was dragging. And I did the 7 steps, and all of a sudden my attorney called me completely out of the blue and said, we've agreed on this amount. If you agree with it, it's a done deal. And it was, even the attorney said she couldn't believe how much they were offering after we had been fighting for so long, that she said they shouldn't have given me that much money. So I jumped on it and took it.
And you had 2 other random checks come in the mail.
And then I did have some other checks that came in the mail that I don't even remember what they were now, but they totally came out of the blue after working over my fear of money.
Is there anything else?
I hasn't even taken them all.
Yeah, I have not taken them all. I'm not even finished.
No, those not even half of them, right?
No.
Solution,
I
Foundation,
finished
ERT,
the
and completion.
Yeah.
And you did
I kind of stopped for a while because I was planning my trip to Bali, and then I was gone for a month, and Mom was sick, so I kind of just put a stop on all of it.
And you did the foundation by audio?
Yes, I did.
And was that effective for you?
It was very effective.
Right.
But I missed you.
Oh. And then during the basic ERT course, I did a demo on how to remove embeds, and you were the subject, right? You had a headache, right? Now, I didn't know she had a headache. I just asked for a volunteer. She came up here. We tested her to do an embed and where it was, and it was on her head. Yep. And then David was helping me, and he was actually doing it. And then what happened?
And then my headache was gone. And I had had that headache for over 4 years, and the reason I knew it was over 4 years was because I had just been through 4 different surgeries on the workman comp, and I had had the headache the entire time, and I couldn't get rid of it no matter what I did. So and it's still gone, and that was
like 30 seconds.
It was a few months ago.
Yeah, it didn't take very long at all, and it was just boom, gone.
Yeah, that was a few months ago.
Yeah.
What an amazing story. Thank you for sharing.
You know what, I did just remember one more thing.
Okay.
When I worked with Jonathan, and the ankle, and they keep telling me that I'm intuitive, and I kept fighting it. And saying, I don't know, sometimes I know things, but I don't know why, and we were doing the ERT, or was it an embed, or I don't remember.
It was
the
3
ERT
Ps.
course,
Yeah.
3 Ps, and Jonathan said, just do it intuitively. What are you getting? And I said, it was your right ankle or your right ankle? And he said, I've been having issues with my ankle. And I had no clue, and I think Merritt had done some work with him on that or something that day or that night before or something. So I went like right to it and didn't know how I knew, but I just did. And then the other one was, I can't remember is it your grandfather, your uncle, the one that was shot? His name? I called you his name.
Harry.
Harry. You know how you guys don't know. When you do the muscle testing, you ask their name, their proper name, and then you say a random name to see if you get a yes or a no. And I threw out Harry, and he just went, like, how did you know that? That's my uncle. And then or grandfather. And then
Grandfather, I looked like Betty.
Yeah, the grandfather that he used to spit an image of. Yeah.
And then he said, use your intuition, and I felt that there was something in his chest, and they'll have to tell you the story about the
Grandpa getting shot in the war.
shot in the war. So
Yeah.
I just intuitively did.
So it's like every time she does the course, her life transforms again.
Big.
And
Big.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not little stuff, it's big.
Yeah.
I know there was other ones, but I just don't remember.
Well, I'm so glad you showed up.
I just
Give her a big hand,
I
eh?
tried to say hi because I love being around you.
For your free training on how to skyrocket energy levels in 30 minutes or less, visit TotalHealthMasteryUSA.com. The results and benefits of our training program are only available to members of our private association. The first course in our training program is called The Solution. To learn more, visit TotalHealthMasteryUSA.com/The Solution.